Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Business Plus. My name is Rachel Kahugu and today we're having an amazing episode like every other Monday, of course, and I repeat on Friday. So today we're talking about Airbnbs, and as you know, Airbnbs is now a booming business. And of course, haiko vile ilikuwa when it started, it's really changing and we'll be talking about that. So if you have any question, utakuwa ukituuliza pale ndani ya MBCI TV Facebook page on the comment section, and of course we're also live on YouTube, MBCI TV official YouTube page. So uliza maswali zako hapo, we'll be answering you, and make sure kama unapenda hii biashara, I can tell you for free, this is a good business to venture in. So today we'll be talking to Faith, who has Airbnbs, and the best thing about the Airbnb mahali tuko sahi, as you can see, it has a rustic touch. My God, rustic touch inakuanga everything for me. Anything rustic, like wewe niache tu nikae huko. So we'll be talking about that, and also with the creativity that she has brought into the Airbnbs. We've not seen this mahali kwingi, so we'll be talking to her. Maswali zote ambazo uko nazo, we've said today we will be getting into that. Faye,
yes,
how are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for having us.
Anytime.
Yes, and we're happy as Business Plus to be on the Airbnb episode. Today we're talking about this new booming business that we've seen. It's really coming up. Yeah. So maybe say hi to our viewers, then we start.
Hello. Once more, my name is Faith Korir and I am an Airbnb host, and I am so happy today to host you. Yes.
So even as we start, tell us about how Airbnbs came to be, because you mentioned before we start that it's a very interesting story.
Yes.
So I'd love to share it once more.
Okay.
So tell us about it.
So I think it's really good for me to share because I have noticed quite a number. For example, the location we are in is Kericho. And by the time I came up with this kind of business, not many people quite knew about it.
Yeah.
You would mention Airbnb and someone is like, what is Airbnb? Air, is it something to do with air? So it's actually an interesting story. When you look at the history, it's about two gentlemen. They moved to New York, and it so happened that they are hustlers. Now, based on no employment, and the hotels were booked in that city. Okay. So they thought, why not rent out our air mattress, like literally the air mattress that the white people use. Yeah. Yes, and make some cash out of it. And with no time, actually, it became a booming business.
So they were like renting out their air mattresses.
Yes,
that's
like
how
they have maybe their one-bedroom house with just a mattress, and the hotels are booked, and there are conferences. People needed somewhere to stay, and they were like, "Why not rent?"
Nice. So as you always say, it's just about thinking about a niche, or where do you think there's a gap in the business society, then fill that gap, and just like that, Airbnb came to be. Yes. So now Faith, tell us, how did you start the Airbnb business? At what point ndo ulijiambia, now let me do this business?
Mine too is an interesting story. For the better part of my life, as much as this is my hometown, I found myself studying outside Kericho, and the better part was in Nairobi. Now, being that Nairobi is a big city with a lot of experiences, a lot of exposures, I was able to learn about Airbnb Nairobi. So when I came here, being that also, we are growing, and the clock is ticking, and I was home, and I'm like, time is going, I need to think of something. I challenged myself. I told myself, I'm going to move out of home, and the house I'm going to, I will make it, because Airbnb actually has two options. Like you find, maybe here in Kenya is where people have not really grabbed it, but outside there you find that they rent out. For example, I have a 2-bedroom house. I rent it out 1 bedroom. So you host a guest, 1 room is for the guest, they pay you, but you coexist together. So I thought of I will start that because I didn't have a lot of capital, because Airbnb also requires quite a number of assets. So I said it will grow itself.
Okay.
So I will start with what I have. So I began with a one-bedroom house. It just had a small, not smart TV, and you know clients want that.
Smart TV with Wi-Fi. And,
Wi-Fi, I didn't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
It was a house where I had my shoe rack there and my shoes were there. But interestingly, I had guests that took up the house. So I would get a guest, I go back home because it was not far from home.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you actually started renting your own home.
Yes.
Where you are living.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a very good way to start Airbnb. But also you said that you need a lot of amenities while starting up an Airbnb. So if maybe our viewer wants to start this business, what is it that they need for them to start an Airbnb business?
Okay. So I must say guests are very specific, but we have the basics that an Airbnb should have.
Okay.
One of them is, of course, if it is a sitting room, make sure it's cozy sofas. Make sure you have Wi-Fi for them. Make sure you have a smart television for them. Quite a good number of clients do ask for Netflix. They'll be like, do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Yes, because I've come far away from home. I just need somewhere maybe to watch my movies and relax. I'm overworked, you know. So for the sitting room, those are the basics. In the kitchen, a necessity is a gas cooker. It doesn't have to be the oven. You must have a fridge. You must have an oven.
Okay.
Anything else can be a bonus. It would sell you, like a client would love your place.
An oven or a microwave?
Microwave.
A microwave.
Yes.
Okay.
Because most clients, you find they check in at 10. They don't get time to do their meals, so they opt to bring in takeaway. So they require somewhere they can warm their food. So a microwave is a necessity. Same case to a fridge, and same case to a gas cooker. Because we have clients who prefer to do their own meal. Yes.
So those are the necessities in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
All right.
When we go to the bedroom, of course, a cozy bed. Make sure that your beddings are good for the sleep.
And very clean.
And very clean.
That's
why you find 99% of Airbnbs consider white beddings. Even my place, you'll see it's white beddings. Because for a client, it's possible to tell a clean environment. And one of the ways to tell clean beddings is through having white beddings. Yes. You can have a towel for them. We have clients who would opt to bring their own towels, but we do provide for them. When you come to the bathroom, we provide soaps for them. In short, toiletries for both bathroom and the toilet. Yes.
So those are mainly the basics.
Those are the basics.
All right.
Yes.
And so when I now have my Airbnb, how do I charge, or how do I determine that for this Airbnb I'll charge like 10,000, for this Airbnb I'll charge like 5,000, and I make sure that it brings me profits?
Okay. So the most important is looking at your market and the location.
Okay.
You might be having a very, very pretty Airbnb, but your market tells you this one you can only charge 3,000 for a 2-bedroom. So Airbnb requires you to be flexible. In that, there are times that it's high season, and since we are all in business, I also want to grow from this. So if the market says it's 5,000 for a 2-bedroom, I'll also adjust because there is need. Yes, I remember there was once an event here and everywhere was booked. A client will take any amount you ask for. They're like, I just need it. So location is very important.
Talking about high season, are we talking about the festive seasons where we are sure that clients really need what I'm offering?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you find in the festive season, Airbnb market really booms. And also it doesn't have to be a festive season. At times, even let's say one of the events that really boosts us is when there is a government function happening. Yes, it's a bonus for us because we know we have new visitors coming in. So we like that.
All right.
Yes.
So now we need to talk about marketing as well.
Okay.
Because as much as I have a very beautiful Airbnb, I need people to know that I actually have this particular Airbnb.
Okay.
Nisikwe tu niko nayo na ni mimi naishingi huku 24/7. It's like it's my house, right?
Yeah.
But we'll be talking about that when we come from the business 101, because also I need you to get tips and know what you're supposed to do for your business to grow. Kama uko na Airbnb, this is the way to go. And of course, time yenye ni low season, you can take that time and enjoy your time kwa your Airbnb and just feel how your guests are feeling wakiwa hapo. But let's get into the business 101, then we'll be right back.
Hi guys, my name is Faith Korir, Imani Homes Airbnb host, and I'm here to talk to you about some tips if you are into this business, that is, you want to start it or you're already in it. So first and foremost, you understand that location really matters. It is good to have your Airbnb in a good location, one that is secure, one that is also serene, because guests really appreciate that. Second is for Airbnb, the touch that you put in your house really matters. So be creative. Make sure you're unique, because by the time a guest comes here, they don't want the touch of a hotel. They want something unique, they want something specific. So that is something that would sell you even in the near future. You also have to understand that as a host, you're here to also make money. So you have to understand how much do you charge your client, because I'm presuming if it is a 1-bedroom and you give it out at 1,000, once you remove the cleaners amount, the necessities, you remain with something small. So it is good to read the markets, but also be in a range that you also make something out of it. Something else about Airbnb is the check-in process with your guests. Make sure that you have a clear, because guests do love something that is clear and straightforward, right from the directions. Maybe once they come to your town center and they require an Airbnb, they want a good guidance from where they are all the way to the house and the check-in. So you have to ensure that the check-in process is easy. Now, about the amenities in the house, it is very necessary to have, among them, a Wi-Fi. It would be good for you to have a smart television. Make sure that in the kitchen you have a fridge and a microwave. Make sure that in the bedroom the bed is cozy and the beddings are very clean. So that comes to being neat. Guests require perfection. They require a clean space. They require value for their money. So ensure you have that. We don't want to forget as hosts that customer relations is very, very important. A guest wants to go to an Airbnb that the host is the most welcoming. So as a host, you have to have a patient heart, because you're going to be dealing with different types of guests, but you have to remember that it is you who really requires that guests as much as they require this place. So ensure that you're the most hospitable, ensure that you're the most approachable, ensure that for any challenges your guest is going to encounter, you're quick to fix it and always available for them. That way you're going to be in good terms. That way your guest is going to give you a referral. So my name is Faith Korir, the owner of Imani Homes Airbnb, Kericho County, and you're watching Business Plus.
All right, we are back. I was just taking some water. So we are back, and I know that you've gotten some tips from the business 101, and are you ready to start this business? But unataka kuanza na haujulikani? Let us talk about marketing. Now, I have my Airbnb. Mm-hmm. How do I market myself? How do I market my Airbnbs? Mm-hmm.
Once more, we are in a time where social media is very lucrative. Mm-hmm. So the most and the easiest way to market your Airbnb is through social media. Use your WhatsApp, mm-hmm. use your Facebook, use Instagram. Mm-hmm. If you're good at tweeting, tweet it. Mm-hmm. Because this is a kind of business that you need to be out there for people to know about it. Mm-hmm. It is not the kind that you keep quiet and you expect to get a client.
Yeah.
So you need to really do a proper marketing out there. If you're in a position to pay social media personality, do so. Yes, so that is one of the ways to do so. And then one of the most also important that I feel can really work for a host is referrals. So start by being a good host. Make sure your guest really enjoys your stay.
Memorable
such that they refer you.
Yeah.
I can say I have one guest that told me, you know what, there is no other house I'll stay if it's not yours. I don't care if you have a host, if you have a guest, but anytime I am there, it is your house I'm taking.
Yeah.
And they're like, and I'll make sure I refer clients. So you find the easiest way to get guests is through referrals. Yes.
So make sure you treat your clients very well. But I can also attest of that, again, because of the creativity that you've put in.
Okay.
And of course, from what you can see, that it's very important to be very creative with your houses. You can see this isn't any just an Airbnb, nyumba with seats and everything else. It has a rustic touch, and I don't know kama ni kwa sababu napenda rustic touch, but it's very beautiful.
Okay.
So you better be very creative.
And even the seats, I'm sure you can attest, they're comfortable, right?
They're very comfortable. Naweza nikalala hapa already.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you need to be very, very creative with your houses.
Yeah.
Now, apart from just putting up a house.
Okay.
Of course, you've told us what we need to set up an Airbnb. Is there anything like a certificate? Do I need to involve the government? What do I need?
You require licensing. Should be registered with KTRA. It's a requirement. Just like any other business, it's good to be known because, you know, if at all anything happens, business is business.
Yeah, right.
How utajitetea aje? How will you look out for yourself as a host? Yes.
Okay.
So it's good to have a proper documentation of the same.
And as a host as well, I'm sure that you need to make sure that your clients are safe.
Yes.
And hawana issue yoyote when they come to your place. So how do you ensure the security of your guests?
Okay, so the most important is location. Ensure that where you're putting up your Airbnb is somewhere you've studied the area. It's a secure place. Yes. Second is be friends with your gatesman and the caretaker. In fact, they're the most important people, by the way.
Okay.
They're the ones who look out for you. They're the ones that if a client calls you, let's say it's 2 a.m., it's them you'd call because probably we have hosts that have Airbnbs in towns away from them. You wouldn't go to attend to your clients, but it is going to be your security or your caretaker that will do that. So make sure your location is good. Second, make sure that you're in good terms with your caretaker and the gateman. And then also matters of checking in, make sure that they have a proper check-in.
Okay.
Yes. The most advisable would be even getting their details. Yes, so that maybe, God forbid, but if a client is sick and you don't know, you've only talked on phone, you don't know this client beyond the phone call. Yes.
So you should also take the client's details.
Yes, for your own security and for the client's own security.
All right.
Yes.
And you've also talked about the check-in and the process. Checking in. But I've seen how the Airbnbs are really changing.
Okay.
And the Kitambo, right now, as a host, you don't have to come and walk me around and show me Daisy Vifungo. Now this is the bedroom, this is the sitting room. Most of the time, we check into the Airbnbs even without the host.
True.
And we've seen now it's getting digitalized such that I'll just get a lock on the door. You'll give me a pin, naeka kwa lock, and I get my key. Then I'm so how is this technology improving the Airbnb sector? Do you think it's positive? Do you think it's negative? Or what impact does it have?
It's very positive. For once, it's time saving. Yes. Yeah, for now, you just need to do a phone call. Your client does tells you, I require a 2-bedroom, and maybe your 2-bedroom was not occupied. You tell them, yes, it's available. They do the bookings. If it is a client that knows you, they don't need to have you there for them to pay the cash. They pay via the phone or through bank transaction.
Right.
And then you just give them the guidelines. Yes, like this is, you send them location through your phone. They're able to come. You tell them where the house number, or you give them the details of the house number.
Okay.
By the door, they'll find a key lock where you have given them the code. They're able to press and get the key. They open and then they get in. Yes,
so it becomes easier.
Yeah, it's easier for the clients because you know initially maybe it's the caretaker also who has it, and you know the caretaker maybe is serving many people. Yeah, you find the caretaker is not within the premise. The gate premise.
Ama kupotezeki.
Exactly.
Human, and it would happen.
And then also that is good for the security.
Right. And let's talk a little bit about cleaning. Okay. Because again, I know clients are very, very specific with cleaning. So how do you do your cleaning? Is it you that come and clean, or you can just have maybe something, an arrangement?
Quite a good number of hosts are perfectionists. A guest will not want to stay in a dirty house. Right. If there is something that will turn off a guest, it's a dirty house. And the good thing with them is they don't hide. They just come and say, no, this house is dirty. And they leave. So, for my case, when I began Airbnb, I did the cleaning myself because I'm also very particular. So I made sure I'm the one who did the cleaning. Okay. But over time, I thought of why not create employment for someone else, and also maybe time became an issue for me. Okay. So all I did was get someone, a cleaner, a good cleaner, trained her from the scratch, exactly how I need it to be done. And then from there, I gave her guidelines now that whenever a client will be checking out, you know you're the one who will be doing this. You find that they have their own spare key, so they don't need to look for me to get the key. So just once the client is out, I call her and tell her, go do cleaning. She understands the beddings because we have quite a good number of beddings. Yes, so they just come, clean the house. The cleaning detergents are there. Yes.
So you really have to train the person right
yes,
from
if you want perfection, because people are different. You'd find a cleaner maybe who didn't get the opportunity to learn to the perfection that you want. So for you to ensure that you get what you want your guests to get, you'd rather train them. Even spreading the bed, I did it practically. Yes.
So what are some of the challenges that you faced in this area of Airbnb?
Okay. So one of the challenges is damages. Yes. Guest house
damages in terms of
your amenities. So you find maybe at times you get guests and they were having a good time.
Wakakuvunjia vikombe and glasses.
Yes. Wakavunja nini. It's just wide. Okay, I'm sure it's not the intentions, but accidents do happen. So the challenge is having to deal with the guests too, because they're supposed, as you can see, I have got a set of rules that they need to go through when they come to the house to understand that if you break this,
you have to pay for it.
You have to pay. But it's always a challenge. You end up being the one doing the fixing. Another thing is security. It's a wide business. You don't know the guest you're hosting. Another one could come with the intention of taking the television, right? Yes.
Right.
I'm just finding, sorry to say, but careless guests. I'm intentional because you heard of that joke, or I think it was serious. You find someone said, there's a guest who came to my house, boiled beans, boiled kuku kienyeji, githeri.
It's like wanakuja kutumia gas. No, you guys need to be serious. You guys need to be serious.
So you find a gas cylinder maybe that is 13 kg should last 1 year, has lasted you 3 hours. You see?
So
and then another one is bad reviews. You know, Airbnb also market it through, we have the Airbnb sites. So if you also get bad reviews from clients, it would affect your business.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And at
But
times
you
on
can manage
occasion-
that with making sure that you give good services.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have good services, trust me, you'll always get good reviews.
Good reviews.
Yeah.
All right. And so as we wind up, yeah, Christopher, na wewe ndo ulituambia wekeni silence. Yeah. So as we wind up,
Okay.
do you have a memorable experience that you've had in this Airbnb business? Because we know that it's a unique business. Sio kama kuuza electronics ama kufanya like any other kind of business.
Yeah.
So do you have any memorable experience that you'd want to share, of course, business-wise with the viewers?
Okay. Interestingly for me, every other day is a memorable one.
Nice.
Because I've never crossed paths with my clients. Yes, I always have good reviews from them.
Nice.
And they tell me that, and I thank God for that. And I'll keep on making sure that I'm a good host.
Okay.
So maybe just the one that was a little bit extra memorable is the one I was telling you when the clients mentioned, like, this is going to be my
it's
and
like
they
home.
made it
I've
very
actually seen your roles zimeanza na home away from home.
Yeah,
So it
in
really
fact,
makes
that
sense.
is my slogan.
Yeah.
This is home away from home.
It is.
When you get into this home, make sure you feel at peace, make sure you're happy, make sure you have a good time, and make sure when you leave, you don't remain the same person. Yeah.
Okay. And it's also very important you can get a design. Are you a designer?
Yes, I'm an interior
I
designer.
thought so, because this is just it. So you are an interior designer.
Yes.
Okay, so you've done all these by yourself.
By myself. Every touch here, from the seats, I didn't go buy seats. I bought the materials myself, the design. I went to the fundi, told them this is what I want. The curtains, I looked for them myself, mixed and matched.
Nice.
The table, I drew the design, went to the fundi, told them make this for me.
We'll be talking about that on another episode, because we really need to talk about interior designing.
Okay.
But also, I can just give you a tip that it's very important. If you have an Airbnb, you can get an interior designer and just make sure that they make your room epic. Isikuwe just like any other home. So by that, itakuwa tu kama hapa. You'll be coming, people will be coming, clients will be coming to your Airbnb each and every time. But that has been it about the Airbnbs, and you've heard the story of how it started. And of course, I know that you're now ready to start. Umeambiwa si lazima uanze na capital kubwa. You can actually rent out where you're staying. It's just about getting creative with this. So get into business. We say that business is more than meets the eye. This has been the Business Plus. You've been having faith, and I know that you've gotten a lot. So I'll see you on Friday on the repeat of the same, still on MBCI TV. Apart from that, we'll see you next week on Monday on another episode. Do not miss this.